Hey there, everybody. In this first Q&A video, I'm going to answer a question from someone who asked me a question through my post on YouTube. And I want to do these Q&A videos more often because I really love to get questions and then just answer them and just step into a little bit of your story or your question, your energy, and then just give you the answer that I feel intuitively can help you. With a note that, of course, I never have the truth, the one and only truth. I don't. And I don't have your truth. So my words can be a little nudge in the right direction. Maybe they can help you think a little bit differently about your situation or your question, or it helps you to look differently at your life and the things you struggle with. And I think that's the most important thing when you watch a lot of YouTube videos and you're on this healing journey and you're busy with self-improvement and healing from your past and transforming yourself in your life, and you're just searching for peace and confidence, right? And the creativity to create the reality you dream of. No one has your answer. No one has. You only have your answers. And a big part of the healing journey is that you start to trust the truth that is living inside of you. That you stop listening to all these YouTube videos telling you what is wrong with you and what you should do to improve that, right? And that you stop with reading all the books at a certain point. Of course, it's interesting and helpful to find the language to describe what you are experiencing and to find recognition, right? And acknowledgement for the trauma that's living inside of you and for the desires you have. But at a certain point, the only thing you should do is stop listening to everything, stop reading, stop taking the courses, stop using the workbooks, etc., and just trust that the truth that is living inside of you is valid and your truth, and that you are allowed to listen to that. So with all that said, which I can talk also about for hours, trusting the truth that is living inside of you and working through the shame and guilt that are holding you back from listening to that truth, I'm going to go to the question of today. So the question of today is, I've had so much trauma, stress, loss, and uncertainty in the last year. Reminding myself of how far I've come or that I'm strong doesn't always help. What can I do to get through the times when I'm tired of being strong and feel defeated in life? Are there things I can do to regain hope and motivation? So first, I, of course, do not know what kind of traumas you've experienced, what your story is, and what you have already tried. But the first thing that I intuitively feel when I read this is maybe counterintuitive for you or the one who is listening, is we don't have to be strong all the time. We can allow ourselves to feel defeated. And it is actually in allowing yourself to feel defeated and tired and crying that you're tired and allowing that part inside of you to be there too, to be also a part of your reality, the hopelessness, the helplessness. It is by allowing that part to be here that you will finally find some relief. So if I read your question, I feel that you are working very hard and struggling and almost fighting this feeling of being tired and the helplessness and the hopelessness. And you are working very hard for yourself to not feel that, because somewhere inside of you, probably there is this belief that you should not feel that way, that if you feel that way, you will never get out of it, for example, or if you feel that way, you are weak or too vulnerable. Or if you feel that way, you need help from others and you do not allow yourself to receive help from others, for example. So there's probably a belief inside of you that says, I have to be strong. I cannot feel defeated. I have to do it all on my own. I have to work hard. I have to fight the vulnerability that is living inside of me. And often these beliefs are subconsciously, right? We've created those beliefs when we were very little. Probably in the first 7 years of our lives, in relationship and in the dynamics with our parents, for example, or our school or religious system, or the society we live in general. We created those beliefs to protect ourselves, right? And now that you find yourself constantly struggling and feel defeated and feel the hopelessness, you have this war going on inside of yourself. The war of having this desire to finally give up and feel defeated and let yourself be defeated and let yourself be vulnerable. And this part inside of you, your protection mechanism that you have created already from a young age, that says, no, we cannot allow that feeling to be here, because that is the end of the world. That would mean disconnection from the people around me. That is a threat, because we create our protection mechanisms of needing to be strong, for example, in the moments we feel threatened the most, in the moments we feel disconnected to our primary attachment figures the most. We created those mechanisms in the moment that we feel unsafe and afraid the most, that we feel alone and helpless the most. And because that is such an intense experience to process as a little child, you do everything to suppress that intensity of these emotions, to suppress that loneliness and the grief and the emptiness and the vulnerability. Because no one helped you to go through that in the past. You had to protect yourself by telling yourself, I have to be strong and I have to fight this vulnerable part inside of me. But I think that by allowing yourself to feel defeated, to fall down on the ground in despair, saying, God or Mama or Dad, I'm so tired. Please, I'm so tired. I don't want to fight for my worth anymore. I don't want to fight for my existence anymore. I don't want to fight for external validation anymore. I don't want to fight anymore. I'm done fighting. I'm so tired of fighting. And just allow the tears and the grief and the vulnerable parts inside of you to be there and welcome them in. Say, hey, I see that you are part of my wounded parts. I see almost my little self, my little child standing in front of me, so tired of protecting herself or himself, so tired of running for love and chasing love, chasing validation, chasing recognition, so tired of my own dynamics, of the shadows of my past haunting me. But these shadows, this feeling of feeling defeated, this helplessness, they're not monsters. They're not shadows. They're not something that you have to push away. They want to be welcomed in. They want to be called in. They want to be hugged and soothed. And I know this is very scary to allow yourself to do, because we have this belief around emotions and allowing hopelessness, helplessness, grief to be there, because we are afraid that if we allow them to be there, they will overwhelm us, right? That we will never get out of that. Because that is what we experienced as a little child. We experienced emotions that were so overwhelming that we couldn't handle them on our own. And if we were never helped by our primary attachment figures around us, because they were not capable at that moment in time or not aware, then we created this story that experiencing these intense emotions are too overwhelming and I cannot handle them on my own, so I can never allow them in my life. And that is what we're trying to do with our protection mechanisms, running away from these overwhelming emotions which we believe we are not capable of handling on our own. But we're an adult now. We have an adult body now, and we can slowly invite those emotions in and slowly prove to ourselves that we are capable of carrying those heavy and intense emotions on our own. So I would not say, if I look to your question, like, what can I do to get through the times when I'm tired of being strong and feel defeated? I would say you cannot do anything. You should not even do anything. Maybe you should stop trying to, and stop trying to work hard. Stop trying to push the vulnerability inside of you away. Because feeling defeated, feeling helpless, they are here to tell you something. That's what our emotions do. They knock on your door. They say, hey, please, I have something to say. I have a wish. I have a need. Can you listen to me? Can you please listen to me? And you can sit with your defeatedness You can grab a pen and paper or use one of my parts work exercises in my web shop or on my online platform with all my tools to help you on the healing journey. To sit with those parts, to sit with the defeated part inside of you and invite that part. Say, hey, okay, I feel defeated. I am defeated in some way. And that's okay. Please tell me why you're here and what you need. Maybe it's crying, maybe it's a hug, maybe it's something completely different. Only you know that. But by trying to do something to not feel defeated or to not feel helpless or to not feel tired, you actually say to those parts inside of you, you are not allowed to be here. I don't want you here. So you continue the fragmentation of your psyche, which is caused by the trauma recently and the traumas from your past. You just perpetuate the fragmentation and you do harm to yourself in such a way, not intentionally, but you do harm to those fragmented parts and to the vulnerable, wounded parts inside of you. While the only desire of all those parts, of your defeated parts in this case, is to be integrated and to be allowed to be there. And allowing your defeatedness or your helplessness to be there doesn't mean that they will overwhelm you and that you will be helpless forever. Maybe it will even provoke or awake your protector parts, your mother, your father, your very emotionally mature and wise part inside of you that says, hey, I understand it now and I know how to carry you. Please tell me what you need. But it starts with allowing yourself to be defeated, to be tired. It's not that crazy after your trauma and your loss and uncertainty in the last year, individually, but also collectively the last couple of years, the world we're living in, the world we grew up in, the emotional immaturity, the oppression, the mental slavery, capitalism. It's not crazy that we feel defeated and tired. And if you allow yourself to be defeated and tired, you can grieve. You can grieve your innocence that got lost when you were little. You can grieve the playfulness that got lost growing up in this society. You can grieve the parts inside of you that still long for external validation and love, that try to fill the gap that is living inside of you, that try to seek love and to be seen and respected and validated and to be held and witnessed by others who respect you. And you can start to cry and cry and cry and take your time. And slowly, you will experience that the tears dry up and you will feel lighter. Creativity will come again. Your lust for life will come again. And this can take a day, a week, months, a year, depending on your story, of course. God, I had to cry for 2 years and allow myself to feel defeated and helpless before the tears dried up. So that would be my answer. Let yourself feel defeated. It's so valid to feel that way. It's so valid you're tired. You don't have to be strong. That's an old story, an old coping mechanism. Thank you, coping mechanism, for protecting me and helping me where I am right now. And now I can relax. And if it feels too much on your own, you can ask people you trust and love to witness you, to help you relax, to help you make contact with the defeated parts. You can do it with a therapist. I do this one-on-one in my sessions. I've created tools to help you do that. Make contact with those parts. You can choose someone completely different or you can try it on your own. But it's allowing yourself to feel defeated and tired and hopeless or helpless. and trust that it will not overwhelm you, but it will free you, because you do not have to run from those emotions anymore. You can turn your back towards them, look them in the eye, and say, okay, I'm ready, come. I got you. Good luck. Hey there, my name is Myrthe Glasbergen. I'm the founder of Beyond Psychology, and I'm also an occupational health psychologist, life and job coach, intuitive singer, and creator. And I am fascinated about the awakening and healing of humanity. I strongly believe that healed people heal the world, and this is why I'm doing everything I can to help heal as many people as possible. So if you're on a journey of self-discovery, personal growth, transformation, healing, and you want to rediscover who you truly are and change yourself in your life, then subscribe to my channel for more videos on all of these topics. And if you want to help spread this message of awakening and healing, then please like this video, share this video, respond to this video, because that will definitely help. In my subscription, you can find a nice link to a free somatic exercise to start your healing journey. And you can also find the link to my online platform and community for self-discovery, healing, transformation, and growth. It's called Heart Journey, and it's here to help you rediscover who you truly are, heal yourself, transform yourself in your life, so that you will use your talents and your gifts to make the world a better place. Thank you for being here, and have a nice day.